and I don't shoot the ball a lot, but we won't sit here and say that I don't play hard.
What will fix it? What do you want to see happen to fix it?
What do I want to see happen? I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball. And wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon. But I want to get my joy back. I'm happy here, off the court. But I want to be back to somewhat dominant. I want to hoop. And I want to help this team win. Right now, I'm not doing that.
Can you get your joy back here on the court?
Probably not.
But this is a situation where for Pat Riley and Jimmy Butler, that relationship was strong initially when Jimmy Butler decided to go there as a free agent in a sign and trade. And 3 years, for the last 3 summers, Jimmy Butler has urged the Heat, from my understanding, to make moves,
he has,
to elevate the roster, improve the roster, bring in another star around him. And the Heat have not done so. And you think about it, Jimmy Butler led that 2023 playoff run where they beat the Celtics, they beat the Bucks, they go down to murderer's row of teams that year, and he lifts them to the NBA Finals on the doorstep. And what did the Celtics do? They lost to them in the conference finals. They went out and got Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis. The Heat didn't get anyone.
That's right.
Welcome back to NBA Cinema. We just talked about Jimmy Butler. We covered this extensively just a few days ago. If you want to check that video out on our channel, the history of the beef with him and Pat Riley, when Pat Riley basically told him to shut up when he was talking about everyone in the postseason would be at home if he was playing. Pat Riley was like, "You're not playing, so you shouldn't be talking." Well, Jimmy Butler, he voiced his displeasure the other day, said he won't get his joy back, basically playing in Miami. And, he's talking about even being with other teams, in his post-game interview. Saw Coach Spo, Bam, some others try to smooth it over. But today, the Miami Heat have released a statement, and they said, "We have suspended Jimmy Butler for 7 games for multiple instances of conduct detrimental to the team over the course of the season, and particularly the last several weeks. Through his actions and statements, he has shown he no longer wants to be a part of this team. Jimmy Butler and his representative have indicated that they wish to be traded. Therefore, we will listen to offers." And remember, his agent was trying to discredit Shams, man. Kendrick Perkins says 7 games. What type of issue is that? Pat Riley out of line. And Perk said, it may be time for somebody else to supplant Pat Riley. But now Shams came out. He says the Heat say they are open to listening to all offers, according to his sources. He quotes it. He says, 8 days after Pat Riley announced the Heat are not trading Jimmy Butler, Miami announces it is open for business for all offers. And so that's what we have with Jimmy Butler. We knew it was coming here February the 6th. I don't think this situation plays out that long. Now, we saw Pat Riley the other day pretty much say that Jimmy Butler was off the table. He wasn't getting traded. Now, that's a game that you play. You make your asset look untradeable so people will reach out with better offers. It's a part of the game. You don't say, "Oh, yeah, he's tradable," because you don't want it to look expendable or the person to look expendable. You want them to seem they have their better years still ahead of them, or they can still help you win. Jimmy goes out in that press conference the other day, basically tarnishes his own trade value somewhat. And so now Pat Riley has no choice but to entertain those trade offers. And like I said, I saw someone tweet today, Milwaukee would sniff around the situation. But I said that the other day, also in my video, I think they need a player like Jimmy Butler. There's a few teams he could help out right now. But looking at the Bucks and what they should be trying to do, losing Drew Holiday, some of that defensive prowess. Jimmy probably is not the defender he used to be, but you do add some of that back on the perimeter. You consider Middleton up and down with his injuries. You have to add a player of that caliber, but you knew it was headed for this. Even last summer, they said it wasn't extending him. He has a $52.4 million option where he can opt in. The Heat don't want him with the organization that long. So Pat Riley was trying to play this thing out and still make Jimmy look untradeable. But also, I think the Heat has done some of this to themselves, sitting him late in games, him getting limited touches. You want to feature a guy when you're ready to get him to move. You don't want him to be less and less part of the offense. So, you know, they're culpable to some to a degree for dropping his value. Now, I was about to end this video, but this came across my timeline, so I had to put it in this video as well. The National Basketball Players Association will soon file a grievance to dispute the Miami Heat's 7-game suspension of Jimmy Butler, sources tell me and Windhorse. The grievance process is lengthy, however, and will likely not stop suspension. So the players aren't happy about this either, but we know how Pat Riley runs his organization, and, you know, we knew he wasn't going to let this slide. We didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but we knew that there would be some sort of retaliation with just the way Jimmy has been handling his interviews in the last few days. These guys are butting heads, and when specifically asked about Pat Riley, the things that he said in the interview, asked Pat, now you're deflecting the attention back to him, which, you know, I guess is fair. Like, Jimmy's like, yeah, you can ask me the questions, but ask him. I told you I can't find my joy playing here. Ask him why. And so maybe he's within his rights to do that. Maybe some people feel some way about Pat Riley and the way he handles those things. But yeah, man, I wanted to add that piece in there. So yeah, man, I just wanted to speak about that briefly. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.
After missing 5 games because he was supposedly sick, okay, and the media, who's supposedly so negative, according to Reddick and everybody else, gave him the benefit of the doubt that he actually was ill-stricken. Then he shows up here the last 2 games. Jimmy Butler is supposed to be one of the great players. You know, we're talking about him going to the Hall of Fame a couple of years ago, and he's such a jerk that he's telling Jared Greenberg during that interview in the finals he's not even showing up. That's how spoiled he is. So he comes back for the 2 games, supposed to be a Hall of Famer, totals 18 points at 11 shots over 2 games, over 50 minutes, all while he's standing in the corner, taking one-legged threes, disrespecting all that have come before him. Like people like you, Eddie, people like Barkley, who's sitting there last night, who's done 20 million times more for the sport, disrespecting every fan that, you know, spends their money to go watch the Heat in Indiana last night, in South Florida. Everybody that's pouring their time into it, that's pouring their money into it, and they got to watch him making $49 million, acting like a jerk, acting like he's disinterested, acting like he can't be bothered for $49 million for a fan base that has, over the last 5 years, defended this guy to the nth degree. I'm on Twitter, you're on Twitter. Every time we take a shot at Jimmy Butler, quote-unquote playoff Jimmy, or take a shot at the Miami Heat, these people back him up. That's how he repays them.